tonight, just remember tomorrow night's going to be better. And I'd like for you at this time to welcome the young folk that are going to back Aretha. Won't you receive the Southern California Community Choir? You're all hours.
Buddy. It's good to see you. Sorry I missed you guys in July. Yes, testing, testing. Okay, so we're all on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do your drop. You wanna come in?
All right.
Welcome to Conscious Fever with Karl Price on 97thebetfm.com.
Good evening. Welcome to Conscious Fever here on 97thebetfm.com. You're listening to 97 The Beat FM. I'm your host of Conscious Fever, Karl Price, tonight here on this somber day for some of us, those of us who love the late, great Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. That's the topic of our show tonight. We're going to talk about the Queen of Soul tonight. So I hope everybody's doing very well on this evening. The weather's not too hot, not too cold. I'm here with DJ Ice tonight. How are you doing tonight, DJ Ice?
What's up, Carl? Yeah, I'm pretty good, brother. How about you?
That's good. I'm doing well. How was Huntsville, Alabama? Huntsville or Greenville?
Yeah, Huntsville.
Huntsville, Alabama.
It was nice, man.
That's
nice,
good.
man. Shout out to my man DJ Charlie Hustle, man. He gave me the red carpet treatment. The
Okay.
man, down south people are really friendly, man.
They are really friendly.
They are very friendly. His wife
Yeah.
fed me, man. They wouldn't let me buy nothing. You know.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
it was
great.
It was all a good. He even got me a booking. I DJ'd at this spot called T's Place.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
it was a real nice adult, grown and sexy atmosphere. It was more of like I think they all know each other down. It's kind of like a small. It's probably like a little Louisville.
Like a little Louisville.
Yeah, but it
You
was.
said this
like,
was Huntsville, right?
Yeah, Huntsville,
Now,
Alabama.
Huntsville has a, what school is in Huntsville? There's an
I'm not
HBCU
sure
in
the
Huntsville.
HBCU.
Or maybe
not
it's
sure.
maybe it's one of the
It's one
NCAA
right,
schools.
probably Alabama State,
Oh, Miss Lucas. Yeah,
Alabama A&M.
it might be Alabama it might be Alabama State or Alabama A&M.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
But they put on a nice show. It was a blues and soul festival.
Blues and Soul Festival.
Yeah, headliner was TK Soul, also Omar Cunningham. Omar Cunningham is good.
Okay.
I haven't heard
Okay.
of him, but I met him. He's real down to earth, and he put on a show. He stood out to me, and the band called the Total Package. They was a nice band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Alabama. Well, you say the people are friendly in Alabama. They're
Man,
friendly to
they-
everybody
they
except
are.
the federal government, because that's where that Tuskegee experiment was done.
Oh.
So they don't pretty much trust the federal government down there. They may tell you they're giving you a vaccination and they're injecting you with syphilis.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I mean that's the whole thing behind the Tuskegee experiment.
Well, I know they don't have the lottery.
I wonder why they don't have the lottery.
No,
in
I know
Alabama.
that they don't. They don't have the lottery.
They don't have the.
They have like
Alabama.
a border, like how we got Indiana, real close.
yeah.
So they go right
Right,
across
across
the
the line.
bridge to play lottery, and man, that place be packed.
Oh, I'm sure it
It'd
is.
be, oh my goodness.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the religious right in Alabama, not having the lottery. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Conscious Fever here on 97 The Beat FM. I'm your host, Karl Price. We're going to talk about the Queen of Soul tonight. So we're going to sort of divert ourselves from the normal topics, the news of the day. Y'all know the news of the day. And the butthole of the week. But there is one bit of latest news I do want to talk about, DJ Ice, and that's Omarosa.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, right?
Yeah, I know, man.
I mean, we got the Queen of Soul all day in the news, But prior to that, there was another African American female, Omarosa. But she has her last name is actually hyphenated Newman. So, but in any case, but boy, she is coming out of the box swinging, isn't she? All these tapes. Every time they call her a liar, she says, "Well, I have a tape of that."
Yeah.
So I think they better be careful at the White House, because every time
she probably do. You got to think she got to have something incriminating, as long as she's been around him. Back with the Apprentice days, when she was on the Apprentice and they fired her and stuff.
Oh, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Stillman College, John Davenport says. Okay. But you were saying
she got to have some kind of something.
I mean, she is coming out swinging. But I'm going to tell you one thing, and I don't mean to throw shade on Omarosa, but I would say this about Omarosa. Listen, either, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you knew going in that he was a racist and a misogynist, or you were just, too stupid to smell the roses. I mean, come on, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say, hey, I didn't know this about this guy before coming in, and then, once I got there, I discovered all this stuff and heard this tape with the N-word and all of that. No. Omarosa, I don't buy that. I just gonna keep it real with you. Shoot
Alec
straight
Baldwin
with you.
said it's a tape out that's been like from years ago.
Right. I heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. That he said he knows it exists.
Right. Oh yeah. And
Donald
it
Trump
exists, but I just can't. I mean, but this story that Omarosa's telling. That I didn't know this man. He was a different man once I got into the White House, or once I began working that close. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it, Omarosa.
No, me neither.
I mean, I just think that there was an opportunity, and you took advantage of the opportunity, and you didn't care what kind of stripes the zebra had. So I'm not sure if we could give you accolades about that. Or for that. But that's, just one little, anecdote about Omarosa and what's going on. But here's the other anecdote, and I think I feel compelled to say this, and that is that it's interesting that everybody who has left the White House and either wrote a book or criticized the White House, she is the first one. Now, I don't know, listeners, if this has anything to do with the color of her skin, but she's the only one of those who exited the White House and began to talk that they actually were saying, I'm talking, when I say they, the major news stations were saying, well, people are calling, fact checking some of the stuff that she said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess she's telling them now, because every time they fact check something, or the White House says that it's not true, then she pulls out a tape. I got a tape for that. Got a tape for this. Got a tape for that. Did you say that? You didn't say that? White House denying that. Huckabee Sanders, you deny that? I got a tape for that. Got a tape for that. Hell, she may have a bigger tape collection than some of the neighborhood had than during the 8-track tape days, right? And the cassette days. Yeah. She might have more of a tape collection. Be careful what you say to Omarosa, because she might have a tape for that.
If she do, I say she's smarter than we thought, I guess.
Yeah,
they underestimated her.
Much smarter than we thought. So so we are going to talk about the Queen of Soul. We're going to give you an opportunity, if you want to call in and tell us your favorite Queen of Soul song, the late great Aretha Franklin, you can do that. 502-384-6483 is the number that you can call in and talk to us about the Queen of Soul. Are there moments that you had with the Queen of Soul? Did you get an opportunity to meet her? Did you get an opportunity to actually see her perform live? Did you get the opportunity to just actually be in close quarters with the Queen of Soul? I will tell you one thing about Aretha Franklin, is that having grown up in Detroit, being raised in Detroit since she was, I think her and C.L. Franklin moved to Detroit when she was 5 years old. It's interesting, DJ Ice, that she was not a part of the Motown group. I would love to know the story behind that. How did Motown let Aretha Franklin get away? right?
Yeah, she was more. I think I saw like a documentary or something, but she was like when her parents real strict and she was raised like in church and stuff.
Well, she was raised in church. I actually see Clarence. I forget Clarence's middle name, but Clarence Levon Franklin, aka C.L. Franklin. He was a pastor. He was a minister. He came to take over a church, to actually pastor a church in Detroit, and they moved from Buffalo, New York. They were originally from Mississippi, moved up to Buffalo, New York, and when her mother and C.L. Franklin broke apart, interesting enough, her brother went with the mother back to Buffalo, New York, but that was her child from a previous marriage, because both of them had been previously married. And I think they both had previous kids and previous marriage. But then Aretha was their child, but Aretha was actually raised by C.L. Franklin.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that's good or bad, because I also read that her first child was born when she was 12 years old. Second child was born when she was 14 years old. So,
well, back then it wasn't too bad.
Well, it really wasn't that bad, but he was a single father, I suspect, at the time, raising her, and actually did a pretty good job because he raised her in church. And
that's probably why Motown didn't see her.
And that's probably why Motown didn't see her.
Yeah, they was on the streets. They was looking for people in the streets.
Right, they were looking for the doo-wops and the clubs and different things like that. But that's some, interesting facts about the Queen of Soul. Her first child was born when she was 12 years old. Second child was born when she was 14. When her mother moved back to Buffalo, New York, I think she was 5 years old at the time. Or she may have been a little bit older, maybe, 10 years old or something like that. And, one of the people that helped raise her was Mahalia Jackson. So why are we surprised that she turned out to be such a good gospel artist also? One of my favorites, I'm going to tell you guys this, one of my favorite albums of Aretha Franklin, I have to tell you guys this, and I have to put it in front of my face to remember it, because I listen to it all the time. If you like gospel, you've got to get this, Amazing Grace, the complete recordings live of Aretha Franklin. It's from 1972. I think this was done it was recorded live, DJ Ice, in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And, it is, if you like gospel music, you are going to love the rendition that she puts on in this Amazing Grace complete recordings live. What a Friend We Have in Jesus. All of these hits. So, some of you all are listening. You expect it to be listening to a hip-hop station, but it might be a little bit gospel tonight, because in the background you're hearing a little bit of Aretha Franklin. And if you have never experienced old school gospel, this is the album you need to get. The Amazing Grace, the complete recordings live, which was live in New York. It was her and her father. Live in Los Angeles, her and her father, and it was such a good album. Yeah, how about that, Maggie? Maggie says she loved her Soul Food Diner segment in the Blues Brothers. I did too, Maggie. I actually liked that too. You remember that, DJ Ice? Seeing Aretha Franklin in the Blues Brothers? Okay, and back in the day, people were not really going to school in the city on a school bus. They were walking. Mm-hmm. So after school, everybody would come to the diner, and particularly in the African American neighborhoods, they would go into the diners and have a snack or have a sundae or something like that. And she was playing an owner of a diner in the Blues Brothers. And nice. There were some people cutting up, and she brought that big butcher knife out and said, oh yeah, I love that. Huh? Not here. Yeah, and then that's when she and they were and I think they were trying to get jiggy with her, right, Maggie, on that show, on the Blues Brothers. In the Blues Brothers, they were trying to get jiggy with her. And that's when she busted out and said, "You better think about what you're trying to do."
Think about
to
what
me.
you gonna do.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was
nice.
Aretha. Yeah. That was Aretha Franklin. But what's your favorite Aretha Franklin song? See, some of you guys that are joining me and girls that are joining me on Facebook Live and some of you all on the streaming TV, just let us know what your favorite Aretha Franklin song is. Tell us what it is. And if you post what that favorite song is, I may just actually, break out in one of my voices and, actually sing that song
sing
for you.
Them?
I might sing for them tonight because I can tell you,
okay.
I only sing in the shower.
Special occasion.
I only sing in the shower. Good evening. I was blessed to meet her in person, and she was just a real lady. Ramona says she met her in person.
Oh, wow.
Miss Courtney. Well, how was that meeting? I mean, was she as sweet as she gives off in all of the interviews and all of the images that we see of Aretha Franklin?
Tell Mona to call in and let us know. Call in and tell us, Mona.
Okay, so Maggie says that they were trying to steal her man in the Blues Brothers, and that's when she said, "You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think." Yeah, I love that song. I love that. Actually, one of the songs that I used to joke about when I was in a Raymond court, when I was a prosecutor and I was in a Raymond court, was, oh my God, The Lady and the Rice in the church. Eleanor Rigby. That's on her greatest hits album. Eleanor Rigby, who picked up the rice in the church. I'm Eleanor Rigby. Rigby. But anyway, Eleanor Rigby was, if you ever listen to Eleanor Rigby, she was a lonely woman. Okay, so I've seen two songs come across here. So it said Respect. I don't know about Respect. I mean, I liked Aretha Franklin's rendition of Respect, but I actually preferred Otis Redding's much better. But Respect was one of Aretha Franklin's favorite hits. I think she won a Grammy for that, actually.
Yeah, that was one of her signature ones.
Yeah, one of her signature ones. So, let's see. Way too many to pick a favorite. I really love her cover of "I Say a Little Prayer for You." Yeah. That was a good one, John. That was a good one. You remember that, DJ Ice?
Yeah.
Say a little prayer for you.
Yeah.
In the morning I wake up.
I ain't gonna sing though. I leave the singing up to
my
you.
Makeup. I say a little prayer for you. Forever. Didn't somebody remake that song? In Vogue remake that song?
There was a group, wasn't it? In Vogue, Destiny Child, somebody.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, maybe that's who it was.
Think so.
But in any case, but I would tell you, oh my gosh, she has so many songs. It's hard for me to say which song is favorite. But I'm going to, and this is we're gonna play this song in the background, DJ Ice. This is one of the songs. This is probably one of my favorite songs. It is a gospel song, and I don't know if you have it up there, DJ, but it's oh my God, it's "Mary Don't You Weep," "My Sweet Lord," but I think probably the best one was "Precious Lord, Take My Hand." Do you see that one up there? "Precious Lord, Take My Hand." That was one of her most favorite gospel songs. When you're down. Yeah, that's it. In trouble. And you
sound just like her.
I don't sound just like Aretha Franklin. And then it breaks down and says, "Will you just call?" Because she had the best background singers. Yeah. Nothing.
Ain't nothing going
And when she said, "Close your eyes," but she's like, I mean, this was like this is one of her favorite. If you're sitting at home and you're not doing anything, I would tell you, just play this song, close your eyes, and you would have an unbelievable revelation of peace and tranquility. The number to call in is 502-384-6483. That's 502-384-6483. And this song is so is such a good. Oh, my page is freezing up. I'm sorry, Marilyn. I don't know. Maybe that's at the Facebook people. They may be messing with us.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so it won't get.
Yeah, there. And that's the part right there when her background singer saying, and then they say, "And I am tired, I am weak, I am Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah, I'm not going to go to church on y'all, but that is one of my favorite. That is one of my favorite Aretha Franklin songs. Precious Lord, Take My Hand, and You've Got a Friend. So 502-384-6483 if you want to call in and talk to us about Aretha Franklin. But I'm going to talk to you about a few more facts about Aretha Franklin, too. Of course, you all know that she was actually born in Memphis, Tennessee. That's right, John. You're absolutely right. Whitney Houston's mom did sing background for Aretha Franklin. Did you remember that, DJ Ice?
No, I didn't. I didn't know.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, wow.
You're absolutely right. Well, take a guess of what Aretha Franklin's middle name was. Any idea? I'm going to give you a hint. It was not a girl's name. So her middle name was Aretha Lewis Franklin.
It's good to know.
Yeah. That was the middle name. But, of course, she passed today. She was 76 years old. It was sort of expected. I think the word sort of got out that it was expected, but songs like A Natural Woman, Spanish Harlem, Think, Respect, I Say a Little Prayer for You, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Chains of Food, all of these songs. Interesting is this about when you think about talent and you think about individuals, I would just say Precious Lord has always been my favorite song. I sing it also. That's good, Marilyn. What you sing? You sing it in the shower? I sing it in the shower. I can just blast. I get these big speakers in my bathroom. Well, actually, I just have a big sound. The speakers are not that big. But I can blast her music forever. What's up, Terrell? I can blast her music forever. Back during the cassette days, when I used to hit the road, I used to just put a cassette in. And I had the Aretha Franklin's greatest hits. So I knew all of those songs. I mean, even the little known songs. But I would tell you, if you've got Sirius channel 49, I think it is, the Soul Classics, they were playing Aretha Franklin all day today. Actually, they were playing some songs I never heard before. But it didn't matter because I heard her voice. And when you hear her voice, it's just so smooth and so silky. But she, for a long time, she always performed in her father's church. That's where many of you all may remember that's where the trend started. It started with Aretha Franklin from growing up in the church and then moving out of the church and going on the pop side. And if you notice, there's been a lot of other artists who has taken that route. But that started with Aretha Franklin. Many of you all, didn't know that. She started, singing at the New Bethel Baptist Church in Detroit, and she taught herself how to play the piano. Without really knowing how to read music, she taught herself how to play the piano. That is amazing. And the interesting thing, but she did go to school in 1998. I bet a lot of you all did not know that she actually has a couple of degrees. She is actually appropriately referred to as Dr. Aretha Lewis Franklin, right? Because she has two honorary doctorate degrees from the Berkeley School of Music.
Oh,
Many of
wow.
y'all didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did. And this song that we're hearing in the background now, "Precious Lord, Take My Hand," this is the one that she performed in 1968 at Dr. Martin Luther King's funeral. Yep, tore it up. Many of y'all didn't know that. 502-384-6483 if you want to call. You're listening to 97thebeatfm.com. You're tuned in to Conscious Fever, and I'm your host, Karl Price. And we're talking about the Queen of Soul tonight. Queen of Soul, rest in heaven, the late, great Aretha Franklin. 1977, she performed "God Bless America" at the inauguration gala of President Jimmy Carter. And many of you all may have thought that the lady from England was the one that actually sung so well the song "I Dreamed a Dream." Aretha Franklin did it too. She did it at the inauguration of Bill Clinton when he was president. Many of y'all didn't know that. And of course, Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. "My Country's Tears of Thee" at Barack Obama's inauguration. Just a host of things. How many Grammy Awards did she have? She had 18 Grammy Awards. Yeah, that's a lot of gold, man. I hope her family keeps that. What's up, Greg Freeman? What's up, classmate? We was just talking about the state of Tennessee. Aretha Franklin. I didn't know Aretha Franklin was born in Memphis, Tennessee. And actually, you're born in Memphis, Tennessee, but her family is from Mississippi. She spent some time in Buffalo, New York, before she moved to Detroit when she was 5 years old. But she's a Memphis, Tennessean. That's good stuff. She's the first woman of any color to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Of course, NAACP Vanguard Award, Hollywood Walk of Fame, all of this stuff. I mean, this lady was accomplished. Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to say that to know that she's gone. Hello, Lisa Doyle. Thanks for joining me tonight. But it's hard to imagine that she's gone because you hear all this music and you hear it on these stations and you just assume that they'll be around forever. Kind of like a Michael Jackson moment, although Michael Jackson was kind of sudden. But 76 years old is pretty young these days.
Yeah.
No, don't you think?
Yeah. People are expanding life to like in the 90s.
Yeah. Her father passed away at the age of 69. So, she actually outdid her father by 7 years. But yeah, good stuff. But you're listening to 97thebeatfm.com. We're talking about the late, great Queen of Soul here on Conscious Fever. I'm your host, Karl Price. We're going to take a quick break. And for those who are, I've got to pause for the editing, so I don't want y'all to think I stutter or anything. I just pause for the video editing, like that. Then I come back and start talking again, so Tate can catch up. Y'all know, video editing stuff. Y'all don't know anything about that, if y'all do. But anyway, that's why I pause. So for the video editing, for the streaming TV viewers, we are going to take a quick break, and during this break, we're going to listen to a song by the late great Aretha Franklin. We were just listening to "Precious Lord, Take My Hand," so we're going to show you a video of that. And for those of you, I got to pause. Okay, so for those of you who are watching me on Facebook Live, this is raw, so you get all this stuff. We're actually filming this live. For those of you who are listening on 97 The Beat FM, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come right back, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the Queen of Soul. But if you want to call in, feel free to do so, 502-384-6483, and you can talk to us live. We'll be right back right after these messages.
You can't handle the truth.
You have a story to tell, and your story could be intimate and personal or something you want the entire world to see, because a tattoo is the most unique and personal form of individual expression. And body art is a master's craft. So when you decide to let somebody draw on your canvas, you need to seek out the truth. Truth's Tattoos have been creating world-class body art for over 10 years, and there's nothing the Truth can't handle. Check out Truth's Tattoos on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see there's other tattoo artists, and there's the truth. Stop being lied to and book your next tattoo appointment with the Truth at 502-408-8403.
Welcome back to Conscious Fever, hosted by Karl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.
All right, welcome back here to 90. You're listening to 97thebeatfm.com. You're tuned into the Conscious Fever show. I'm your host, Karl Price. I'm going to answer a question here from Leslie Summers. Wants to know about her children. What do you want to know about her children? Let me tell you what I know about her children. First, you do know that she had her first two children when she was under the age of 15. Her first child she had at the age of 12. Her second child she had at the age of 14. And here's some facts about her children. She was a mother of 4 sons. She first became pregnant at the age of 12, gave birth to her first child named Clarence after her father in 1955. The father of the child was Donald Burke, a boy she knew from school. In 1957, at the age of 14, she had a second child. She named that child Edward, and that was he was named after his father, Edward Jordan. And, while she was pursuing her career, her grandmother, Rachel, and her sister, Irma, took turns raising the children. Her third child, Ted White Jr., was born in 1964 and is known professionally as Ted Richards. Her youngest son is Kakaf Cunningham, and he was born in 1970. He's the child of her road manager, Ken Cunningham. And as you know, she was married. I think she was married twice. And she had vowed to actually marry again for the third time in 2012, but she canceled the ceremony. So I guess he was one of those. She was a do-right woman. He was not a do-right man.
She had to think.
She had to think. She had to think because she didn't go through with the marriage.
Because he didn't want to give her no RESPECT.
He didn't want to give her no RESPECT. So she backed out of that marriage in 2012. She's gonna get married to her longtime. This guy was a longtime friend, and actually Willie Wilkerson. After she got divorced, Aretha planned to marry her longtime companion Willie Wilkerson, but she eventually called the 2012 engagement off. And that was probably, again, because maybe, as DJ Ice said, she was not getting the RESPECT, or she's just going to be the do-right woman. So anyway, but that's what you wanted to know about her children, and that's a little tidbit about her children. Her last performance was for Elton John's AIDS Foundation, the 25th anniversary gala in November. You all may have seen that. I actually saw that because it was aired live. I think it was on ABC, and that's when she performed. Really, 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 really good stuff. But 2 honorary doctorate degrees in music from Berklee College of Music, and one from, I'm sorry, I misstated earlier. She has one from Berklee School of Music or College of Music, and one from Yale University. Yep, that is, Aretha Franklin. Interesting stuff on this lady, and it's amazing how we don't learn a lot about people until they actually pass away. But she was a wonderful person. She was a wonderful person. 502-384-6483 if you want to call in and talk to us about Aretha Franklin. There is this story about Aretha Franklin. You all may not have known this. I alluded to this earlier, so I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about it. But Aretha Franklin was not raised by her mother. Actually, John Davenport, she did. She studied classical piano at that institution, and she did that in 1998. But by that time, she had pretty much mastered the piano. So I'm not sure why she went. Probably to confirm everything that she already knew, but yeah, she actually did study there. But that was in 1998 when she was still in her prime, 20 years ago. But here's a story about Aretha Franklin that you all probably did not know. Her mother Barbara, Barbara was, you know, when they separated. I don't know if you all knew this, but before Aretha's 5th birthday, C.L. Franklin permanently, as I said earlier, relocated the family to Detroit, Michigan, and he was the pastor at the New Bethel Baptist Church. Um, but reports say that the parents' marriage was pretty troubled, and in 1948 they separated. C.L. Franklin and Barbara separated, and Barbara relocated back to Buffalo with her son Vaughn. And Vaughn was actually not C.L. Franklin's child. But many people thought that Aretha just didn't have a relationship with her mother, but she actually did. She would go to Buffalo and stay with her mom for the summer. And she was pretty much raised by C.L. Franklin, single dad there in the city of Detroit. And I have to say that he done a very, very good job. Very, very good job. Let me give another plug. If you all like to laugh, I don't know if you all like to laugh, but I like to laugh. I've been, for the last couple of days, I've been bored with this vehicle that they have me in, DJ Ice. I have a 2018 vehicle, so
like
I take it out to dealership.
Like an SUV type?
Yeah, it's like an SUV, moderate SUV type of car. And
there's somebody on the line that's going to share their story about
okay,
it.
yeah, so I'm going to interrupt my stories, and we're gonna bring this caller in. We've got a caller. It's 97 to Beat FM and Conscious Fever.
What's up, Larry? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Yeah, today's subject is Aretha Franklin, and we're on Conscious Fever right now, live. And I'm pretty sure you got an interesting story to tell. You was a security when she came to Louisville.
Yeah, I was looking for any friend for a couple of years, and she was at the college, and she was cool. Well-rounded. She was old school. Back in the old days when they
tell them to turn his switch card down. So.
A lot of artists didn't get paid, so she wasn't doing it.
No, his, because he's getting feedback.
She sent me to the John Manson to get her money.
All right, turn the live. Hey, Larry, do me a favor. Turn the live feed down so it won't echo, and then just talk to us through the phone. That way you won't hear. You don't have to hear it. You'll hear us on the phone. All right. Now you said she was at the Palace when you were security one.
She was at Louisville Palace. Yeah. I'm looking for any friend security.
Hey, Larry, Karl Price, host of Conscious Fever. Thanks for calling in. So. You were working security at the Louisville Palace when Aretha Franklin came to town, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a chance to actually talk to her?
So yes.
Oh.
Yes.
How was that?
I'm the guy that went to get the general manager so she could get paid before she hit the stage.
Oh yeah. Well, so she had to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that experience like? Tell us about that experience.
She was old school. Like back in the old days, a lot of artists didn't get paid. They get on stage and perform, and they would get paid. But she was the type of woman that she wanted to get paid before she got on stage.
Oh, Aretha was the type that wanted to get paid. So if you didn't have the money, she was. Oh, before she got on stage, yeah. If you didn't have the.
In the old days, if you had a 45-minute set, you did 44 minutes, they didn't even pay you. She wanted her money up front.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either.
Yeah, I think she.
When she got that money, she killed that show with it, like she always does.
Yeah, when she got the money, and that was at the Louisville Palace. How long ago was that, Larry?
That's like 95, 96.
Oh wow! So she was in tip top form at that time, huh?
Yeah. That's when the Palace was rocking.
What was?
Keith Peppers was there. Keith Peppers was at the Palace at the time.
Oh yeah.
He does a lot of production shows. He does a lot of concerts in the city. Yeah, she was cool. Good woman.
Yeah. Did you ever do like any of the other security guys used to do? Like, hey Aretha, I might.
did shows for like we did Farm Aid, Willie Nelson. I done did Aaliyah. The one she on me was with Keith Sweat and Slack David. I done did B.B. King. I've been did a lot of rap concerts. Naughty by Nature, Rock the Rascals.
So you the go-to
Coolio.
guy.
I was the other night that in '95 the Notorious B.I.G. was in town, but he didn't perform because
Who?
the stuff got stolen in Cincinnati.
Who was that? Who was that?
Craig Mack,
Who was that, Larry, that didn't perform?
Notorious B.I.G.
Oh,
Biggie.
Notorious B.I.G.
Biggie.
Big, yeah, Biggie.
Because his stuff got stolen in Cincinnati. There was a night that they said that the police put a pepper spray in the corridors of the Louisville Gardens.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you
Good night,
this,
John.
man. Was Aretha as beautiful in person as she was on her pictures?
Yeah, she's a businesswoman, but she was blessed. She spoke to you, she spoke and she was kind. I thought she was a well-grounded woman.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was humble. She didn't have no big. She didn't walk around with no big hair.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's real talk to know that, because she seems like that she would be that type of woman that would just be down to earth.
Yeah, down to earth.
Yeah.
If you
But,
came,
she respected the security.
Okay, that's good, man.
Because I know did performance where they didn't respect the security at all.
Yeah.
I had one performer. She had a contract that she could look at her in her face.
that she could do what in her face?
One performer we had, a big time performer, Diana Ross to be exact. She has in her contract that the locals cannot look at her in her face. No eye contact.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah,
so
How do you? I mean, how do you comply with that provision in the contract? Diana Ross comes and says you can't look at locals
Say it
can't.
again?
Okay, so and there was a clause in Diana Ross's contract that the locals could not look her in the eye. But how do you comply with that clause in the contract?
Well, what that is, I politely said I didn't feel like working that night. I went on back home.
oh man.
Would she want everybody to wear sunglasses or something? When she comes to perform.
I was working for Andy Frame. Andy Frame was a big time security company back in the 90s.
Right, Andy Friend. That's right.
Yeah, I was doing like professional wrestling on Tuesday nights, and we might get 2 or 3 concerts during that week. Countries. We thought it was country R&B. That's when we had 2 or 3 concerts going on every week.
Did you get to take a picture with Aretha?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Those are no.
Yeah, those are no when you did security, right?
Yeah, but either to provide security, and those pictures are supposed to be like showing the plane.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but I'm sure that there was an opportunity that and we're not necessarily talking about Aretha, Larry, but I'm sure there was an opportunity when like maybe Sherelle came to town or somebody really, 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 really fine and young, and you probably said, I know this outside, I'm not supposed to do this, but can I get your phone number? You ever do that?
She's one of my favorite people, next to B.B. King, which is probably my all-time favorite. She's one of my favorite people.
Who is that, Aretha?
Yeah, she's one of my favorite
Oh, okay.
people to work for. I give her right next to B.B. King. I have to put B.B. King at the top of the list.
B.B. King.
Because B.B. King, he let security drink with him the whole 9 yards.
Oh, B.B. King did?
Yeah, B.B. King, he was that type of guy.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Aretha's right up there. Aretha and Patty, they're right up there with B.B. Treating their staff good.
Yeah, that's...
A lot of people come in town that didn't want to be bothered with the local staff. And like they holler, hey, you stand outside the store and let anybody in. And that was it.
Ah, that's interesting. How long was the concert at the Palace at that time? I don't
remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But she knocked it out of the park, huh?
20 years ago.
Yeah. I just saw somebody post here on Facebook Live that I saw her at the Palace too, and it was a fantastic show.
Yeah, she killed it. She's one of those women like Patty. They'll drop the microphone because the acoustics and balance is so good. But these women could drop the microphone and just sounds like a church bell in there and just blow.
Oh wow. That's good stuff. Well, Larry, thanks for calling in. Well, Larry, thanks for calling in here on Conscious Fever. And thanks for that. Absolutely thanks for that insight, upfront and
That was an
personal.
amazing story, man.
Amazing story on Aretha Franklin.
What's your stuff? All right, Price. You be good, brother.
All
Thanks,
right.
you too, man.
All right, thank you. Yeah, all right.
Love you, man.
So you're listening to 97 to beatfm.com, and you're tuned in to Conscious Fever. Man, that was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that actually Larry went to the Boys and Girls Club with me, man. He grew up with me. He went to Wagner with me, high school, and he actually, after he graduated, he went to the military. And I want to say he did like 20 years in the military and retired. And I mean, he's a real good guy, man. And
Yeah.
so now he does security. So
And did the security for Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Well, we got another caller, 97 to Beat FM. You're on the line. How you doing, caller?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Who do we have the pleasure of listening of speaking to tonight?
This is Ramona Courtney.
Hello, Miss Courtney. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
That's good. I'm doing well. You got something fantastic to share with me and my audience on Aretha Franklin?
Yes. I actually was blessed to meet Aretha Franklin at a birthday party for Stevie Wonder.
Oh, wow. And what city was that in, Ramona?
That was in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. Okay. I bet that was something.
Oh, it was so great.
I bet that was something. So, I mean, Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin. I mean, two legends. I mean, how did they? I mean, were they able? Well, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just. I mean, I was about to say were their heads so big that they couldn't get out, but the reality is that Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin were two artists whose heads have never been big. They've always been down to earth, right?
Oh, so they were so down to earth. It was just like a big family party that they were having there. So it was Aretha Franklin there, Erykah Badu, Chris Rock was there. I mean, and when Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder got on the stage and started singing together, it was just unbelievable.
Oh wow! What song did they sing, Ramona?
First song that she said was "Say a Little Prayer for You," "Say a Little Prayer."
Oh wow!
And then they sang, jumping, what is it? Jumping Jack Flash.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay.
Mona know the stars, don't she?
Yeah, she absolutely does.
You hang with the stars, Mona? Huh, Mona?
I'm sorry?
You hang with the stars?
I'm from Southern California, so I
Okay, so you pretty popular, huh?
I'm not popular, but I've seen a few. I know a few.
You got some connections.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So did you get an opportunity to like have a conversation with Aretha Franklin?
Yes, I actually did. We had a little quick conversation, and she just gave me the biggest hug, just like one of those best auntie hugs. And,
Right.
Oh, we had just a great time there.
I mean, what y'all talk about? Did y'all talk about the men there? Or y'all talked about
Because I thought there was the gentleman, the actor back in the '90s there. You remember he played the Green Mile, the big guy
Yes.
that was in jail.
Yes.
Okay, so he was standing next to Chris Rock, and I thought he was Chris Rock's bodyguard.
Uh-oh.
So I talked to him, and I was like, "So are you bodyguard Chris Rock?" He come down there, and he was like, "No, baby, my name is," and I forget what his name.
Right. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. And then he said that's when Green Mile was coming out, and he was like, "I'm getting ready to cut a movie. You need to come and see it and support me." So I was like, "Okay." And then Aretha came around, like I'm thinking, Aretha Franklin, Miss Franklin, she came around, and she said, "What are you two people talking about?" And then we just started laughing, and he was talking about his new movie that was coming out, and she was like, "Yeah, make sure we support our young actors." So it was just awesome.
Oh yeah. Did you know that Aretha Franklin, Ramona, put up the bail money to bail out Angela Davis at one point when she got arrested? Were you aware of that?
No, I was not.
Oh yeah.
But that wouldn't surprise me. She was just that type of person. She's just like, to me, she was just warm and open and caring for everyone. She was just so friendly and loving. And so this was like more of like a family atmosphere when we had the birthday party there. So there were no bunch of cameras flashing and this and that and stuff. And we just had a great time that night.
Yeah, that's great. And I know exactly the parties you're talking about in Los Angeles. I used to Well, I'm not gonna get into what I used to do in L.A., but well, I
She's
was
talking
in,
about Michael Clark Duncan.
yeah, Michael
That's-
Clark Duncan
yeah,
is who
yeah.
she was talking about because he's dead now, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yes, he died.
yeah, he
Yeah.
died. Yeah, but no, I know I know those parties. I know those parties because I went actually. The last party I went to like that out in Los Angeles was, and I'm gonna butcher his name, but he used to play The Rock on.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, what's his name? He plays on NCIS now, one of these TV shows now. He's like an FBI agent or some type of federal agent. But anyway, he played Rocky back on the show of The Rock. Is that who it was? The guy from the show was in Baltimore and he was The Rock.
No, remember, he's the big guy that played in the astronauts that were going up into space, and he was doing the big dance on the table.
Oh yeah, I know him. Oh no, I know him. I was talking about the last party like you're describing in L.A. that I had the pleasure of being at in L.A. and it was The Rock's. It was I can't think of the guy's name, but anyway, but his wife was turning 50, and I was invited to the. I was out in L.A. I was invited to the party. And man, every time I get on this show and these lights on and the cameras are going, I always forget these names. But the guy that does the Capital One commercials now with Spike Lee.
Charles S. Dutton.
No, with Spike Lee and Charles Barkley. What's the actor's name?
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. He was there, and he's not as tall as everybody thinks he is. He's a short guy. But anyway, it was one of those parties, Ramona. Right? It was one of those parties where you look up and on the other side of the room or sitting at a table you're walking past is Leon or Loretta Devine or somebody like that. So I understand what you're talking about. So that must have been a wonderful party. Stevie Wonder, Chris Rock, Aretha Franklin, Erykah Badu, all in this
all
like
in the same room.
this setting.
And they so humble because it's like when they at those other people's events, it's not about them,
right?
So to say, it's about who they're there for,
right?
For who's premiered. That's probably why. That's why the Green Mile guy probably told her, well, I got a movie coming out, because it wasn't about him, so the eyes wasn't on him. So she thought he was just the bodyguard for that day.
Yeah, I thought he was, but he was another actor I didn't know about. But
yeah,
they were just like friends and family around each other.
I gotta get to some of those Hollywood parties, man.
Yeah, some Hollywood parties are great. They're not like people think they are, the flashy lights and everything. They're just good down-home parties.
They're absolutely not. I know I went to one out there with El DeBarge. He was performing. And Johnny Gill. I mean, that was at the Black Lawyers Convention a couple of years ago. But we were all there, all there. And it was just like nobody stargazed because everybody was just like, okay, so they are just like walking around and doing their thing like they are just one of us. And it's really, really good stuff. Yeah. Well, Ramona, I want to thank you for calling in. Always, I see your posts and, always continue to stay tuned to the show. We love to know that we have a dedicated friend in Ramona Courtney.
Sounds good. Great talking to you all. You have a good
All right. Yeah, you have a good evening also.
Thanks. You too.
You're listening to 97 to Beat FM and 97tobeatfm.com, and you're tuned into Conscious Fever. I'm your host, Karl Price. We've got our very last break to take. We're going to take a quick break. We're talking about the Queen of Soul, and we're going to wrap up here once we return right after this break. And right after this, for those that are on the streaming live TV or streaming TV from this edited version, I've got to pause and say this, that we'll be right back after watching this video of Aretha Franklin. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Hey, this is your girl, the queen of cool comedian Kim Vine, inviting you to come hang with us at the Cool People Party.
And this is your main man, comedian Cassell Williams, Memphis finest, your Royal Highness.
Hey, yo, it's your boy,
Louisville's finest, DJ Ice.
Listen, every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. We want you to tune in and party with us. You can hear us right here on 97 The Beat.
FM.com.
And make sure you tune in on 97thebeatfm.com. Click on live TV to see us, or you can call in 502-384-6483. Cool People Party.
One more time, 97thebeatfm.com.
You can't handle the truth.
You have a story to tell, and your story could be intimate and personal or something you want the entire world to see, because a tattoo is the most unique and personal form of individual expression. And body art is a master's craft. So when you decide to let somebody draw on your canvas, you need to seek out the truth. Truth Tattoos have been creating world-class body art for over 10 years, and there's nothing the truth can't handle. Check out Truth Tattoos on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see there's other tattoo artists, and there's the truth. Stop being lied to and book your next tattoo appointment with the truth at 502-408-8403.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Karl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.
Welcome back to 97. You're listening to 97 The Beat FM and 97thebeatfm.com. I'm your host here on Conscious Fever, Karl Price. We're about to wrap up here. Just have a couple of more minutes. So I'm going to throw in a couple of plugs here. I want you all to remember, especially if you're in the Louisville area, August 18th, that is Saturday night, Big Mike's Comedy Blast. August 18th, the doors open at 7 p.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn at the Hilton Garden Inn Airport, 2735 Crittenden Drive here in Louisville. Man, looks like he's going to have some pretty good guests this weekend, DJ Ice.
Yes.
Special guest, Chris Finley, and hosted by our very own Kimberly Vaughn.
Yes,
from 97 to Beat FM and comedian Kimberly Vaughn, the queen of
comedy.
And
Kimberly
yes,
Vaughn.
so you all need to check that out on Saturday night, August the 18th. The doors open at 7 p.m., $20 in advance and $25 at the door. Come out and have a really good time. Like I was telling you earlier, DJ Ice, I've been listening to Kevin Hart's channel on the Sirius, channel, and it's pretty funny. He just have those snippets of all these comedians, and I listen to Quake House, Earthquake show.
Okay.
Oh my God, man, those guys are really funny.
Earthquake is hilarious.
But that's
he gives you what they call the rapid fire. He'll give you a joke, and while you're laughing, he's telling another.
He's just doing
another joke.
Yeah.
Like you can't catch your breath.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, anyway, this has been 97thebeatfm.com. One other plug before I go off, and that is, if I can get to it, I want you all to remember the end of this month here in Louisville is World Fest. August 31st to September the 3rd on the Belvedere. The admission is free. It's 4 days of international food, crafts, and music. Parade of Cultures is going to take place on Saturday at noon on September the 1st. World Fest here in Louisville. You want to learn more about it, go to worldfestlouisville.com. You can see the sponsors there and all of that. But in any case, this has been Conscious Fever here on 97thebeatfm.com. I want to say thank you guys for joining me on Facebook Live. Thank you all for the live stream. And thank you all for joining me on the 97 The Beat FM. And thank to everybody who listened on 97 The Beat FM. We've been talking about the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. I want to leave you all with this wish for her family, to keep her family in your prayers. She is, we've lost another amazing performer. For 76 years, she has lived on this earth and gave us far more than what we expected to hear from a performer. And she has been outstanding doing it. I'm proud. I'm always proud that, she's a black female. I don't, I just want to put that out there because just having a positive spin on anything, it's particularly when you're dealing with the African American community, it's always a good thing. But best of all, I'm going to remember Aretha Franklin as being one of the best gospel artists that I've ever heard perform and ever seen perform. And in fact, DJ Ice, I'm going to probably go home and listen to her and see what the German Shepherds think about her tonight.
They're
See if
getting big, aren't they?
They are getting big, man.
Oh,
They are
man.
getting big, and they are
Whew.
barking at everything. And I probably shouldn't say this on the show because if I ever get cited or because if they ever bite somebody, they're gonna say, "Well, Carl, you knew because you said it on the show." But that male, it's a brother and sister, but the brother, oh man, he's a little rough one.
He's rough.
Oh yeah, I can't let him get out to anybody.
Oh wow.
Now I had somebody come by last night and we were looking at some stuff it was some contracts that he wanted me to look over, and I put the dogs up, and the male got out of the cage. I got out of the crate.
He escaped.
And all of a sudden we were just standing there, and all of a sudden I heard something growl and say woof woof. And he looked up and he was just like, "Man, where did that dog come from?" I said, "I don't know where he came from. I thought I had him in the crate." So
an escapee, man.
Yeah, he's an escapee, but the male they're getting big, and the female is a lot more subdued, but both of them are a little vicious. So I said that on the air. So if you ever come around my house on Floyd Street, just be careful because those dogs are no joke, and they're only 6 months old. So in any case, but this has been Conscious Fever here on 97thebeatfm.com. Rest in heaven, Aretha Franklin. God bless your family. God bless you. And thank you for everything that you have provided us. And thank you for allowing me to make your story the topic of my show tonight here on 97 The Beat FM and here on Conscious Fever. I'm Karl Price, your host. I am logging off. DJ Ice, you got a big weekend plan?
Yeah, Big Mike's Comedy Blast, man. I'll
Saturday
be on
night.
the ones and twos. Yeah, I'll be on the ones and twos for that.
Okay.
We also got an awards.
I never said the time for that. Oh, it's at 8:30. Starts at 8:30.
Yeah, 7 p.m. I start at 7, which he does that once a month.
Okay.
Which next month we're gonna do September 16th, which is a Sunday. And I'm not sure who's on the card right now, but we'll know. I know by Saturday.
Oh, okay.
But also we got an awards show, entertainment. It's called the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards.
Kentucky Urban
and it's
Entertainment Awards.
All categories. Actually, my Ice It or Slice It show on Sundays that I do is nominated for best.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Ice
you.
It or
Yeah,
Slice It has been nominated. That's
so
great.
We'll see. Then Kimberly Vaughn, she's nominated for Comic of the Year.
Okay. Go Kim.
Also,
Go Kim. Go Kim.
Also, I was nominated for DJ, best
Okay.
DJ in
Okay.
that category. And I want to say 97 may have been nominated for a media outlet.
Okay.
But,
Well, I'm
you
gonna
know,
have to
probably
check that out.
locally, it's at the Headliners.
At
on
Headliners.
Lexington Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be nice. It's going to
Okay.
be real nice.
When is it going to take place?
Saturday.
Saturday. Oh,
The-
this Saturday also.
The red carpet is at 5 p.m.
Okay.
And I know I'm going to be there for that, and then I have to get to my gig. But the performances starts at 7, and it's going to be real nice.
Oh, okay.
It's real nice. It's
That's good
hip hop
stuff.
and R&B. I mean, they got all different categories. They got from like people that does that designers, people that make clothes. I mean, it's a good networking experience, but it's
That's good.
It's gonna be nice.
So
man.
Saturday night. So you all hear that Saturday
Yeah,
night.
if
You're
they
not
don't have
doing
nothing to
anything.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the awards
It's a
show.
lot going on this Saturday, though.
Yeah, a lot going
and
on
also
this Saturday.
Cazelle's going to be at the Brown Theater.
Okay.
Along with some.
Yeah, Cazelle's
some
funny,
more
man.
people. Yeah,
Comedian
yeah,
Cazelle
yeah.
Williams. If y'all have never seen comedian Cazelle Williams, you guys gonna have to check him out.
Yeah.
He's gonna be at the Brown Hotel this weekend, Saturday night, right?
Yep, the Brown Theater.
Brown Theater. I'm sorry.
And he has a pay-per-view August 31st that we're going to be launching on GrandWorks TV.
Just a whole lot going on here at 97 to Beat FM.
We got some stuff for them,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, we
And
doing
then
pretty good.
we're gonna transition this fall.
Yeah.
Right to the new studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, another new studio, y'all.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, 97 to Beat Up. This is 90. You're listening to 97 to beatfm.com. You've been listening to Conscious Fever. I've been your host, Karl Price. Until next week, again, as I want to close by saying this, that if you're not doing anything this weekend and you want to get the Holy Spirit, stop by Oak Grove Missionary Baptist Church, 4033 Vermont Avenue, deep in West Louisville, and join us for some good fun and listen to our dynamic pastor, the Reverend Alice French Johnson, and of course, the pastor's choir. So until Sunday, I'll see you Sunday if you're there. If not, I'll see you next week right here, same bet channel, same bet place. Good night.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Karl Price on 97thebetfm.com.